Okay, so let's just tell our story.
Got it.
So, from the beginning, Sydney graduated from law school.
Did it.
She passed her bar.
Did it.
She went to Dad's to work.
Did it.
Okay, that's what I was waiting for. So, Sydney graduated and she came to work at Dad's. And when did you realize that that is not what you wanted to do?
It's kind of complicated. I knew I did not want to practice law as a private practicing attorney pretty early. It was like you had to take anything that walked in the door, and it just made you feel off balance all the time, and then having to hustle up money from people when it was at their darkest days was really hard. I got burnt out because I put a lot of my heart and soul in that, and I was broke.
Yeah.
And so Lee started practicing as a private practicing attorney also. He realized it wasn't for him. And I always asked him if he wanted to do something with woodworking, and he said there was no money in it. And then he decided after a few long weeks that maybe we should try something.
Yeah, and he started pretty much woodworking on his own and trying that on his own. He kind of got into that. I remember we were sitting in Dad's and she was telling me about all of this and how she thought that maybe they could actually do that. And I, out of nowhere, and I was like, I'm gonna buy you a building. And we decided on a whim that I'm gonna buy this building, Lee's gonna become a woodworker, we're all three gonna be in this together. In like 5 seconds this was decided, and we cried.
It was still a very surreal moment in my life. We did not have any money to buy a building. With student loan debt,
Zero.
And we bought a house. We just couldn't leverage ourselves any further.
But whenever that day at work, when me and her decided, I'm going to buy you a building, we're going to do this, we got off of work at 5. Me and Sydney go to her house, and we were sitting outside on the patio, beer in hand.
Yep.
And we joke, our saying is now KB don't care. That's what they call me, because I was wearing my aviators, drinking a beer, and we were like, we're gonna do this. So Lee got home.
And we bombarded him with this information.
And he was like, no.
He's like, no.
Well,
we're not dragging Kendall down with us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so when me and Sydney came home that day, and we did not advise you at all of what was going on, and we told you we were going to buy a building, and what was your first thought?
My first thought was, oh crap, I didn't want Kendall to spend her money because I'm not a big money spender, and I didn't want her to waste her money on our dream, and I didn't realize that it was part of her dream too to do something like this. So.
I remember I said, well, whether you like it or not, I'm going to buy the building, so you might as well get on board.
Yeah, it was scary.
Finally talked him into it, and we searched for buildings. I don't remember who came up with this first, with the Little Dave's thing. Who came up with it?
It was Quinn. Yeah, he said, what about Little Dave's? And we were like, you are crazy.
And Little Dave's is like,
it's
all you all
iconic.
know. It's iconic. Everyone went to Little Dave's. And we were like, yes, we have to have Little Dave's because it's so unique and so different.
And Lee was like, this is not going to work at all. He was like, there is no way. We walked in here and 1 million gallons of water had went through bursted water pipes.
The first time we walked in here, we were like, but it was like we had this dream. So it was like how nasty the building was did not even matter.
How many times have you heard me say the phrase, 1 million gallons of water?
I know, literally. Just got word at 941,000 gallons of water went through there. And it was like, it had sat vacant for like 8 years. Yeah. And so whenever we walked in here, everything was exactly the same. just walked out. But just think like the amount of mold and the amount of nastiness and everything's rotten and this and that. And we were, for some reason, with no money, we're like, we can do it. Like, whatever.
I mean, the bottom line is that we believed in Lee Durham.
Yes.
And that's all we needed to believe in, and that's all we needed to know. Yeah. He's done pretty much every aspect of this remodel with help from his friends. Yeah. But we believed in him, and we knew that this would happen. We're sentimental.
We're sentimental, and also the riverfront and all that. We wanted to bring it back. Yeah. And that's what we're trying to do.
I mean, we're doing it.
We're doing it. But that's kind of how it all started. Is we just watched the video of us after I actually got the building and owned it, and it was in my name. That's still freaking weird. We still can't believe it. But after all that, the day that we closed on it and everything, I got the key and I went over to Sydney's, and then we came down here and it was ours. What was literally your feelings walking in? Video it. What do you think, Mama? I don't think we even felt like it was ours.
No, we felt like we were still walking into someone else's little days.
Yeah.
We still feel that way. And honestly, what I felt was hope. I felt hope for the first time, if I'm being really honest, and Lee felt hope. And through this hope of doing this business and having so much fun, we've kind of cycled back to being more interested in practicing law. Yeah. Because we're having fun now.
And we did the Remember the Titans dance on the way in, because that's how we roll. Ooh, ah, oh yeah, ooh, ah, oh yeah. I will never forget that day.
Mom, did you puke?
No, I didn't puke.
Mom, you're going to be a little traumatized when you see the inside of this place. Please don't
video me open the door.
Every time I walk by it would always have glass all over there.
Are we ready?
Yeah, it's rough.
Oh my God,
it's rough, Mom. It's rough. Yeah, that would be anticlimactic if it didn't work. Do it. Do it. It's dark. It's dark.
It's dark.
Remember the Titans dance.
Oh, yeah.
Remember the Titans dance.
Are we rallying?
Yes, we're rallying. Okay, we're rallying.
Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, we were so happy, so excited. I look at the footage of us on that first day, and that was several more pounds lighter, Sydney. And I want some of that, I guess I want some of that spunk back. I mean, that enthusiasm, I still have it, but it's just been kind of a marathon. Yeah. And we wanted it to be a sprint, I guess, and it's been kind of a long journey. But we were so excited. I mean, we're still excited. Yeah. But we rolled in, and if we would have known now, known then what we know now, we might have ran out screaming.
And there begins the remodeling of Dave. Okay, so what's the first thing we did when we got in here?
Decorate.
We got in the building last night, and I didn't video much because we were just so excited. It's freezing in there, no heat, gotta go get some heaters. So we're gonna work on it today and try to get the rest of the Christmas decorations up, and can't figure out the Christmas lights. There's our tree.
Yeah, this is it. I can't wait to do that.
I know. First Sydney, and it was what? A week till Christmas?
Oh, yeah.
And all Sydney wanted to do was decorate for Christmas. She was like a boss with the Christmas
That
shit.
was such a nice way to put that.
I know. It was, wasn't it? I was going to say she was an asshole about the Christmas shit. But we got it up. Let's talk about that, all this destruction. We had $10,000 to redo this whole place. And how many square feet is it?
3,000.
And that's all we had in our hands. And so the first thing we did was Lee looked at the bar and he was like, we're not going to be able to keep this. Well, Jeremy was there and Kayla was there, so it was down in like 5 seconds, and we took the whole bar down.
That's just an easy way not to touch the ceiling.
That would have been too, boy, since it's open down here on this one.
The main thing with the start was just cleaning everything out, because they even had
Yes.
pots, pans, the whole kitchen was back there, and there was a cooler on the back of it.
And we spent, I mean, a considerable amount of time on that, like
Just
months.
cleaning everything
Yeah.
out. And then, I guess after we cleaned everything out, that's when
We started demoing.
we started demoing.
What was really his thing about cleaning the baseball bat?
Yeah, we need to talk about our family.
Badass.
Yeah.
Came in hot. And we are forever indebted to everyone who helped us with
Yes.
that.
Those capri pants.
Those
with the-
capri pants with the long pants under them and the hiking boots.
Yep.
You had those goggles on.
Guys, that's just pretending to work. That's no real accomplishments. I told you.
The joke was that Sydney was the supervisor because we would all be getting down and dirty, and she's walking around like, oh,
Hey
yeah.
guys.
Or just like pushing the broom a little bit.
I told you your face was
Oh, that was so freaking disgusting.
so serious.
Ooh, look at that nicotine ceiling.
Oh,
The walls were supposed to be white and they were yellow.
and I hate painting ceilings.
Yes. We should shout out the fam.
Yeah.
Debbie, Jamie, Quinn, Donna, Memo, Riley,
Yep.
Jody.
Yep. Thank you, Jody.
Thank
for the
you, Jody,
toilet.
for the toilet. Thank you, Jamie, for all the plumbing that you've
'Cause
ever done.
We need to talk
And
about that we peed outside for several months.
We had
It's
a
not
pee
pretty.
spot.
We're not proud of it.
we're not proud. Well, it's bright. We don't have a toilet yet. So here's the designated pee spot.
But you have to do what you have to do. And there was no toilet for a very
toilet.
long time. And so Jody put that toilet in. We love you, Jody.
We love you, Jody. We love you, Jamie. We love you, everyone who's ever helped us
Yeah.
in the whole entire world.
Mim,
because
you're
it was so
our
hard.
champion saleswoman.
Mim is.
You've hit the floor.
Oh, Dwayne. We should talk about
Oh,
Dwayne.
yeah. So, we had been sleeping on the floor, and we were looking for a bed frame, and we found one on Craigslist, and it said Cassidy Furniture on the back of it. It was the style that we like. And Lee researched, and Cassidy Furniture used to be partnered with Rector's, and Cassidy's no longer in business, so we found out, to our great enjoyment, that Rector's was still open. So we went down there and bought 2 night tables, and they matched our bed perfectly. And there was just something about Dwayne in his shop and the magic.
And they're Bowling Green.
And yeah, they're
Right,
Bowling
out of
Green.
Bowling Green.
And
He treated you like family.
he treated
more.
it just like family, and we kept going back again and again just to see him and his wife Karen, and their Dwayne's brother Ray does the business with them too, and they are just such precious people to us. We absolutely adore them. And Lee called him one day and said, "What's your exit plan?" And he said, "Well, I was praying at church one day about what I should do, and I think you're it." I mean, it was hard for us to see that shop go. I mean, we still talk to Dwayne and Karen. They've been down here. We adore them. Every part of this, from start to finish, has had some special sentimental aspect of it that keeps pushing us forward, that makes us feel loved, makes us feel supportive, makes us feel grateful. And there's so many people that have surrounded us with love during this journey that it's absolutely made the journey worthwhile.
talk about real quick our mom and dad and how much they've helped us,
Right.
and how grateful we are for them. And they've helped us with everything.
When you have a crew cut, you know.
And when you have a crew cut, that's
can
what
you do?
happens. What can you
You know?
do? Flat top mafia, man.
Big cat what?
And for us to just be like, hey, this is what we're doing, and they thought we were crazy. But
We
I
were
just wanted to say a
They were
special
scared.
shout out
Yeah. we
to
love
Sandy
you.
Smith and Kenton Smith, and we love you so much, and we're so grateful for you
Mm-hmm.
and dealing with us.
Right.
Because we're kind of hard to deal with sometimes.
We'd be living in a van down by the river.
Yeah, we're
And
very...
probably not a nice one like the 2002.
No, not like the
Chevy
green, not
Venture.
like Memo's,
Yeah.
Papa's green van. Yeah, we love you all, and we're
Yeah.
grateful for you. And that's it.
That's it.